It's 2024. Time to check out my goals for this year. What's going on? 22 here, going over my New Year's goals for 2024. Now we're going to talk about not only just the comic books that I want to pick up, but the ones that I picked up last year, YouTube goals, Instagram goals, goals to the pot, all the goals, all of them. Let's start out with books. So last year, I did not make a formal goals list at all. It was later in the year before I even tried to make something, and I knew when I made that then that I needed it because I was lost in my collecting. It was horrible. I did not enjoy it at all. But I did pick up a few books like this right here. This 7.5 CGC Uncanny XMen 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. All kinds of rumors that we may be getting a Mr. Sinister in the MCU for when X-Men finally come. And so I wanted to make this a priority last year to grab one. As we all know, I am a big Iron Man fan, and I'm trying to complete my volume 1 of Iron Man. And two pretty big books that I was missing in that volume is Iron Man number 49 and Iron Man number 150. Classic Doom covers. Glad to have these in the collection. These are lower grade than I wanted, or that I originally thought that they would be, but I have plenty of time to upgrade them and still glad to have them in the PC. Speaking of my Iron Man run, I did complete another goal that I had, which was I wanted to be under 50 issues left in the run. Now that's not, 1 through 50, that's spread out between 1 and 100, with 127 being the only one outside of 100. I have 48 issues left now in that volume 1 of Iron Man. For Christmas, I asked for another book that was on my goals list, and my son got it for me, and I'm super excited about it, and it is this Uncanny XMen 282. It's known as the first appearance of Bishop. This is a first printing. I've had a second printing for a long time now, but never had the first. So glad to have this in the PC. This, by the way, was an amazing deal that I'd found on mycomicshop.com. This in a 9.6 was going for like $100 or so. I found this one though for like $50, and I sent it over to my wife and was like, hey, if anybody's looking for a gift to give me for Christmas or something, I think this would be a great gift. She picked this up for my son to give me, and I think it's awesome. One that I did not ask for but got for Christmas as well, and this came from my honey, is this all-new Ghost Rider number 1, the first appearance of Robbie Reyes. I totally slept on this issue when it came out and regretted it ever since. For whatever reason, I was very much a purist about Ghost Rider, and I was like, no, Ghost Rider in a car, that's stupid. He's always on a motorcycle. I don't know what they're doing. This is dumb. And didn't even give the story a chance, didn't even give the character a chance, nothing like that. And now I totally regret it. Because I could have completely bought this off the shelves for cover price, no problems at all. I think I even had it in my hands and I just didn't even pick it up. I have it now, and I'm super excited about it. This is a great surprise from my honey. So thank you very much, Mrs. 22, and it's awesome. Books that I am looking for this year. I know that I want to complete more of my Iron Man Volume 1. I just can't decide how much more I want to get down. I'm thinking somewhere like I want to knock off about 25 books or so. Is what I'm thinking, but I feel like that's really ambitious. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that, so I'm still toying with the idea. I believe the most would be 25 on the list. I just found this insane deal somewhere and was able to pick up more than that. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking 25 books I want to knock off of my Iron Man Volume 1. I also want to pick up a few variants that I have yet to actually make a priority to get. They're not high dollar variants. Most of them aren't anyways. But there's still ones that I want in my PC, starting out with this House of Secrets number 92. This is a Carnivore, I think Comic Tom variant, and it's a Delato cover. There's a trade dress. I think there's 2 foil types as well, one with red glowing eyes, the other one without. And yeah, I want to start picking those up. Gabriel Delato is my favorite cover artist of all time, and these would be great in my PC. Also, one that I have failed to find or pick up or whatever is this Invincible Iron Man #1 fried pie variant. We all know I like my fried pie comics, and I'm an Iron Man fan, so why do I not have this in the PC? I don't know. It's a good question. It's a very good question. I plan on fixing that this year, though. Batman TMNT #1. I love the TMNT. There's a few fried pie variants of theirs out there, but most of them are with Batman, and this one just looks amazing. And so I really would love to get my hands on this book as well. One that I put up as far as it was my top 10 Golden Age books. I only had 8, and so I named off 2 that I felt were obtainable that I wanted to have in my PC. And so I'm going to go for one of them this year, and that is the Lone Ranger #1. I've already got my eyes on one copy on eBay, and so I'm going to keep my eyes out on other ones. I think this is kind of an overlooked book, and so I hope it continues to stay that way until at least I get my copy. The last one is a big one, and it goes towards my Iron Man collection as well. Kind of hitting 2 birds with 1 stone with it, but at the same time, this is a big one, and this is what's going to take me the most time, and I may go for this one first. I think it'll make the rest of the collection a lot easier. And that is Iron Man 55. This is the first appearance of Thanos, Drax, and said to be the first appearance of Star Fox as well. With the MCU doing possibly a soft reboot with Secret Wars, there's no telling if Thanos will come back in like MCU form. He's been in What If several times. We've seen him in several other iterations. And I worry that he may be back in Secret Wars if they decide to do like an OG villain team up and bring a bunch of them back. So I definitely want to go ahead and get this, lock it away, secured, and be done with it so that prices don't just skyrocket, potentially. On to my YouTube goals. Last year, 2023, I was at 522 whenever I decided to make this kind of subs goal list here. And I wanted to be at 750 subs by the end of the year, and I failed on that. It was just recently that I hit 750 of this year, 2024. So with that being the case, as of this recording right now, I believe I'm at 768, 769. I want to be by the end of the year at 1,500 subs. I think that's pretty ambitious, but I think I can do that with better thumbnails and more educational content. I currently am at around 1,500 hours, and I want to be at that 3,000. This would open up not full monetization, but it will open up the memberships and the super chats and the things like that. And more importantly, you'd be able to see my Teespring store on my channel. And so I think for me to reach that goal, I'm going to focus on my editing and doing like smoother recording cuts, so it just doesn't take me as long to edit my film. And then my Teespring store, I've got a couple of shirts up for sale. I think a pillow and stuff like that, hoodie. But yeah, I want to do more designs and just have more fun making t-shirts. If that's a way that you want to support me, I'll have the link down in the description to my store. It's in pretty much every description of all my videos. I'm horrible at pushing my own stuff. I'm really bad about that. As far as my Instagram goes, last year when I started my goals deal, I was at 879 followers, and I wanted to be at 1,000 before the end of the year, and it did happen. I wound up making it past 1,000 before the end of the year. Super exciting. As of this recording, I'm at around 1,023, and I want to be at 1,500 on Instagram by the end of the year. I believe the best way for me to do this is to post more consistently and interact more with the community on Instagram, because I'm really bad at like interacting with people. I'm kind of a hermit, really. So I think that's going to be my way of attacking this and hopefully getting those followers. It's not only me though, but I also want to make goals for our podcast that I'm part of. That's the Comically Comics podcast. You see it in every one of my videos that I have. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, along with many other podcast stations. So if you haven't already, go check out the podcast. It's hilarious, I think anyways. I may be a little biased though. But on YouTube last year, we had 19 subscribers, and I wanted us to be at 250. We failed on that. It's my fault that we failed, nobody else's. We wound up with 46. We're at 46 right now. I want to try for the 250 again. YouTube has now incorporated that podcast tab, and so that's helped out tremendously. So we can drop the podcast that we drop on Mondays, on Wednesdays on YouTube. It doesn't have video necessarily with it, but it is the audio, and I know a lot of people don't like to leave YouTube to go to podcasting sites. Having that, I think, is going to help out tremendously. I would love to get more shorts out and about. I'm not good at shorts, though, so I don't know. I've got to do more thinking about how, me personally, I would want to attack that goal. Instagram, Comically Comics Podcast, had 342, and I wanted us to be at 750. We failed on that. We are at 362, 363, somewhere right there right now. And I want us to be at 750. I'm going to go for that again. Again, I want to post more on that Comically Comics. I don't know what. I need to figure something out. I'd love to do like a daily comic fact. That would be something cool, something different, I think. And I'd love to interact more with artists, writers, and things like that with the Comically Comics page. And hopefully start getting some of those people on our podcast to interview them. As far as where we get our hosting for the podcast, it gives us an average weekly download. In 2023, we were at 28 average weekly download. I wanted us to get to 50. And starting out in 2024, we're at 25. So we've actually gone down, which is just sad. And I'd love us to get back up to 50. The biggest thing that I would like to do to achieve that goal is to make a commercial that I found where there's a podcast site that does commercials and stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people say that, doing a commercial really does help, especially where other people are already listening to podcasts. So I would love to do a commercial and get that out there and hit the ears of people that are already listening to podcasts. I think that would be awesome, and that would be one of the best approaches, along with cross-promoting. We have yet to do any kind of cross-promotion. Those are my 2024 goals. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to them. Write down in the comments, what are some of your goals this year? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to them? Or are you just stressed out about them? Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on the Comically Comics Podcast every Monday on Spotify, Apple, and wherever else you listen to podcasts, and on Wednesdays at YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and as always, y'all have a good one.